This is soft. Whoa.
Sugar extract.
You got a man. Oh, my sandaya. Alright, from there. If you put your makeup on my shirt, be one thing here. Okay. Can you push me out the lighting?
Just make sure you get a picture of this.
It's not hitting my T-zone. You lot making me look bare like that dark fan. Man's looking like 490 Rihanna. Can I introduce the video or what?
So I'm hearing it. Okay, let's do this again.
Alright, so Bolu.
Okay, let's go.
So Bolu's gonna have a channel soon and she's a beg. So this
What? Since I was 5, I was supposed to have this channel.
Get out of here,
man. To London.
Hey guys, so today I'm back with a sit down video. I haven't done these for a while, but we finna do something cool. Okay, cool. So we were sat here today trying to deliberate on what to do regarding what video to do, because we have a couple ideas, but we have not a lot of time. So I happened to be on YouTube and I just searched something and I saw a video called The Difference Between Black People and Niggers. Racial controversy.
I don't not even say the word.
Racial controversial topic. So this video is called. Okay, go on, talk then.
The guy's
Why
white.
is she
So
talking?
I was gonna say
she
that.
just wanna look.
But the guy's white.
Was I not gonna say
was gonna
that?
get there and
Like,
Why are you? Wait,
you're just here for show. You're just here for your pretty
Sexism?
face. You're just here for your pretty.
maybe because I'm a girl, I don't know.
I brought Bolu back because Bolu's been on the channel before, so she been begging me for time. Yo, let me get back on your channel. So here she is.
That's why for the female.
She's a face girl.
I came in for a shoot. Josiah just turned up. He didn't even know I was there.
If I'm putting my text off
You're
on the
lying.
screen right now,
Expose me.
you get exposed. Watch now. You guys like that? Thumbs up. Cool.
Okay,
So we're gonna show you our first reaction to this video. It's actually by a white guy, as you can see on the screen.
And he used the N word.
Well, we haven't watched it yet, so we don't know if it's... Yes, but he's written the N-word out. Niggers, not nigga.
Did he?
Niggers.
So that's the actual word.
That's the actual word. So this is our first reaction to it.
Huh? What was that?
Whoa. Whoa there.
Do this out of the crossfit.
What is going on, folks? That guy.
My guy can't even afford flipping good equipment. Basic equipment.
So, as you can see by the title of this video,
This guy's some typical
this
white
is going
brother.
to be an incredibly controversial video.
Probably ate like 10 hot dogs.
And I
before he
know I'm
watched
going to
it.
be attacked for it, okay? So I'm going to put my disclaimer before I go any further. I do not consider myself to be a racist. I don't. I really, really, really don't.
That's what they all
Say
say.
it again. I do not consider myself to be a racist.
Okay.
I accept everyone. I accept anyone's religion, their race, their ethnicity, their...
Oh, maybe he didn't go to school. I don't know.
Ethnicity.
Ethnicity? Add that one to the vocab. Add that one to the vocab.
What ethnicity are
What's
you?
that? I'm
Nigerian.
I'm Nigerian.
I'm Nigerian.
Yeah.
Whatever they are, they are. We are all people. We are
I thought I was
all
gonna say black.
So, with that being said, not without that with
Whoa!
and I'm
He didn't go to school.
here. That's what we're referring to. I'm allowing myself the permission, okay, for education.
Wait, he's allowing himself the permission.
To say the N-word for educational purposes. That's what he's basically gonna say.
Even in school, they don't
keep
even
it.
they even censor it.
Let's just see from the...
Educational purposes. You know, like when they show boobs in an educational purpose or something like.
Man just
In
equated
educational
he just equated the N-word
with
To
breasts.
showing breasts.
to boobs.
In sex education.
To breasts.
Maybe.
It's man a tick, bruv.
To breasts.
Alright, boom.
No, press play.
So, no.
That for education, I'm using the word nigger.
Calm down!
Nigger.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
He didn't even try to be easy. Wait. You guys actually threw me back.
Yay!
He didn't even try to be calm.
Way! Pregnant?
Bro, you know that one? I felt it.
Oh my god.
I felt it.
You know his lips.
Huh?
He used
I swear down. I swear down.
I felt like
He came out of the screen and said it to me. I swear down.
man's face came out here to
I
me.
swear down. Nigger.
He didn't even say that shit.
Nigger.
Hey, now I'm sitting on the floor from now on, bro.
Or,
I'ma do
which
them
I think is a horrible word, honestly.
But you just-
I'm trying not to say it too many times because it just does not sound nice coming out of someone's mouth. Okay.
Let's make it clear. It's not nice coming from a brethren, which I'm sorry to say, but your skin tone don't give you that permission anyways.
But no, it's alright. I'm giving you permission because we use breasts inside there. Sex education video.
Sex education is
yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Keep it rolling.
Right.
The difference between black people, African Americans, and niggers. Okay. Took a long time for me to get the balls to make a video like this. Okay.
What about did you get passport from who? The permission?
Bro, you could have just sat down.
Do you not speak, yeah?
Eating your 10 hot dogs, watch your Iron Man.
Bro, do you not speak? This video
Superman.
1.8k views.
Of course,
I'm going to expose it today if he doesn't get my son there.
A black person is a person, a human being.
Duh, no sugar.
That's a problem,
That
right?
is an upstanding citizen.
Okay.
Huh? Can you answer the problem?
What did you say?
No. You just said a black person is someone that's an upstanding citizen. So, without hearing what he's gonna say, presumably he means if you're not an upstanding citizen, you're a nigger.
Please, let's
That doesn't even make sense.
let's give him a time of day. Let's hear it out a bit.
Okay, you ready?
Before we
People, they get respect back. They maybe went to college. They maybe have a job. They're decent people. They don't kill. They don't steal. They don't smack their wives and girlfriends and children. Okay? They're just nice people.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that. And it doesn't matter what color you are, what race, what religion, what orientation, whatever. They're just nice people. A nigger, in most people's opinion, is basically the complete opposite of all of those things that I listed.
I said nigga pause that shit.
Does he know where the word nigger even comes from for him to be using that word
Hey, bro.
and be giving it such a meaning?
Bro.
With such confidence.
Bro.
Can you guys see what he
Relax your
looks like?
nerves. Relax your nerves.
Wait. Just press play.
Okay? That is the real, true definition and existence of the difference between a black person and a nigger.
So, man created
He said
a nigger out of no historical
Basis.
This is a political hoity-toity. This is a super.
So what about
nationalism
the
and
white
migration.
people? Pardon me.
They're white crackers.
What about the white
We
people
get to call them crackers, isn't it?
that don't work?
It's like
that beat their wives?
exactly.
That's
That's
still
exactly what I was going to say.
Are we then legally allowed to call them honky?
honky.
Honky?
Would it make it correct?
Cracker.
Would it make it correct?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe it does.
And you know what is even funnier? This is a while back, and it didn't even get heated up. Imagine if someone was to make this video today.
Oh.
In this day and
But
age.
DP, if I was to call a white person a racist,
Cracker.
they would do the exact same reaction
It's
we
an
did
issue.
when this guy said nigger.
Calm down.
Like,
White people don't like being called racist.
They don't
fam.
like being called racist.
Because they believe that no, it's not my racism, it's the fact that I'm naive to something is my privilege. No, it's not. You're living in society. You expect us to go to college,
It's
but
no longer naivety. It's actually just
like if you live.
if anyone so act like they don't know what's racist or what's right and wrong when it comes to race,
What even
at this
racism
point in
is,
time,
what-
literally.
How can you not even know? And do you know what? There's certain parts of America, yeah, I can excuse for being a bit more naive than others.
Oh my gosh.
In terms of so this is not racism per se, but like a lot of black people before, there's been a conversation as to why I feel like, see, when you ask an African American where they're from, I understand why most of them wouldn't know where they're from.
Yeah.
And an American person explained this to me. Because for me, I was thinking, how can you not know where you're from? Can you imagine the slave trade that they had, the slavery that they had was so different that everybody was just packed up and thrown somewhere. So African American is their title, is what they are, because
Yeah, of course.
they don't know.
Where
They don't know
They don't really know where they're originally from
originated
because
from.
because of the way racism was in their time was just totally different to say the slave trade in Africa, I believe. Like there was slight differences, and obviously culturally as well, America's just known to be such a mixture of everything that it's just a hoity-toity, really and truly.
Hoity-toity.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
that's why more time people are like claiming Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah,
like,
like-
that's why that's growing big
Yeah,
because
becoming
a lot of
big
people
now.
don't know. Obviously, they don't know where they're from when it comes to
Literally.
Africa. That's one thing I'll
And
get to.
education doesn't even teach them.
That's what I'm gonna get to that, but obviously that's why a lot of people claim that because like it gives them an identity when it comes to being like at least a background, a heritage. Because you can say I'm American, but more time America doesn't care about you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with racism in America, especially, and I feel sorry for them, is because people who've been transferred through slave trades and more time, like, you're African. If you lived in America per se, if anything went wrong, and let's say black people had to dash out of America, for example, today, at least you know I'm gonna go to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Half of them don't know where they're gonna
go.
So that's the reason why I think a lot of times police brutality as well, they use that to advantage, because more time it's like if America got so bad that's why they put all these pressures like killings with the thingy and thing, because it's like there's nowhere to run to. You're stuck here.
That's actually their home.
It can you can diminish them to the bottom. If you get what I'm saying, because you have nowhere to really run to. For more time they don't, and more time is like with the education as well. They haven't been taught anything, and even with the perception of Africa is like it's a whole like well, not really, but
yes, I'm a white person doing that. But don't you realize when you say to me, "Oh, this fucking white boy over here,"
who says that?
You're being just as bad. You're being just as racist.
Wait.
So
I don't agree with that.
You just equated this white boy over here.
I'm calling you a white boy because you are a white boy.
If you say black boy, okay,
I'm a black girl.
That's
what I am.
That's not offensive.
I'm not
if I was in a room and then there was 10 white people and they're like,
the black guy.
Yeah, just a black guy. That's not me.
That's not. I wouldn't take offense to that.
I wouldn't take offense.
That's what I'm. That's like in the definition
of. You know when you're in that kind of situation, you know people are outrightly trying to avoid. Oh yeah, the one with the blue shorts.
Yeah. Like just say it.
I'm black.
I'm black. It's a black. I've had and understand that because more time they'll try to find. Oh yes, the guy with the green with the green with the you're like, and they're probably like 5 people in the room with green, and you're thinking, I know which one. Like try to just get straight to the point. Like it's the black guy.
Because to be honest with you, being called black is historically is one of even the nicest things we've been called.
I think black is too pale,
black is beautiful.
Black is pale. That wouldn't be anything else, bro.
Yeah, like call me black, like boom, man's black. Skin telling you get me. My skin, boom, my skin's banging in yellow, my skin's banging in khaki. You get me,
fam?
Yeah. Obviously, shout to Fenty, my skin's not banging in 40 shades. You get it? Being called black, like it's not even a problem if it's in the right context. Like if there's no hate towards it, that's the English definition of what you would call, I guess, that person.
It's like having just one Scottish person in the room. Oh yeah, the Scottish guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Will I now?
Yeah, because you more than likely wouldn't know that I'm Nigerian, so foolish boy. Yeah. But yeah.
So fucking stop it, okay?
What?
You know, it's such a huge problem. And
see how it comes out
this topic.
It's getting emotional, fam. Over being called white.
God damn, man. Like, it's amazing how we put such emphasis on this shit. Especially with all the stuff that's been going on.
Because you're privileged and we're not.
And the Michael Brown stuff and the Freddie Gray stuff in Baltimore with the riots and stuff. I mean, like, come on. And when it comes to stereotypes, if you don't like a stereotype, stop proving the stereotype to be accurate. Stop it. Stop it.
I
can't lie. It's like with stop and searches, yeah?
I hear what you're saying.
I don't blame police officers for what time choosing to stop a black boy before I don't like that's not black. Do you get me? Because reality statistics show that it's like Africans, black, Afro-Caribbeans as well that commit majority of these,
But then,
it depends But then again, that leads to a cycle where you are now choosing to focus on just that. So you're not really seeing the reality of.
Nah,
but the problem is though, as you said, but it's the explanation of the crime is crazy. So obviously you have you have to now break down what type of crime you have. Obviously like middle class crime, you have like blue collar crime, you have white collar crime.
Literally.
See, white collar crime
is the white middle class.
Well, it's crimes that happen to like frauds, big things,
big,
and those are underrepresented, but they happen because you can't more time the people who are doing them in large numbers, and it's now then
more money.
Then legally it's allowed because it's like, okay, cool, you're such a huge corporation that nobody's really gonna stop you. You're gonna get a fine that's gonna be less than 10% of what you're doing, of the fraud you're doing. The black people who are actively on the street, let's say those Afro-Caribbeans that you've mentioned, those are the people getting stopped for minor crimes, but they're given heavier sentences.
That's the problem.
It's easier to make examples of people doing those things it's for social control in it to show that this is what we're doing. He has a point, I guess, that it's the stereotyping that sometimes we play into our stereotype a little bit more.
Definitely.
Well, sometimes we forget that stereotype has been made a stereotype based on our culture.
Literally.
So those are our cultural, certain things that we do are culturally norms. You can't control them becoming stereotypes by somebody else.
Being
loud.
Generally louder.
Yeah.
Generally loud.
You see how we're at Stratford yesterday and we're talking about...
But that's just like, that's all I've known. So like, that's not, in that case, you can't say that, you know, why am I playing into a stereotype? That's how I was born. And because there's white people who are very loud. Like culturally, a lot of them, if you're middle class, will tend to at least have one running with drugs. You know what I'm saying? But they won't get arrested for it. They tend to act a certain type of way. Like obviously, a lot of them you see would drink, etc., etc. And the same type of rowdiness that we both express, we get judged for it more than them, just because we're coloured. And that's the sort of like racism is like that. We do the same thing, but because we're black, but nobody's gonna say, oh, because he's black, really. But because you know what it is. But they try to beat around the bush. Try to give
they try to other labels to
give labels or try to
reasons.
give definitions to try to justify things like that. Like it doesn't even make sense. But this topic we can talk about all day, man.
Okay? If you don't like what people are saying, change it. Stop doing the stuff that they're saying. If you're okay with it, then shut the fuck up. Stop mentioning the stereotypes. Stop being like, oh, I don't know why they say that black people do this. You know what I mean? If, of course, not all black people are doing it. You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay?
So, like, more time, if there's a room of 10 people and they're 2 miscreants or whatever the word is, like 2 just lawless people.
Yeah.
Those are the focus, and then everyone else gets generalized.
Yeah,
as well.
literally.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't like generalizations.
Yeah, it doesn't cover the whole spectrum
Overgeneralization, should I say.
black people aren't all the same. Like, more time. The
There's
people
a lot of
who,
successful black people out there that
It
aren't doing.
goes down to just personality traits.
and not even just that.
A lot of practice versus time.
And it's not only that. It's environmental. So most of them are environmental as well, because more time, if you put someone in the environments where more time these black people who are showing out and filling these stereotypes. I'm not saying they're right, I'm not justifying, because at the same time you have choices to make. Of course. No matter who you are, no matter where you're at, you have choices to make. But really and truly, if you're in an environment where it's your life doesn't even matter. Literally. Like where you live, where you eat, where you sleep, like more or less treated like animals. You get what I'm saying? Like there's no love, there's no care. Like as a basic human being, you have to there's certain things you need. And those kind of people don't need it. Now I've been blessed to come from a middle class kind of background, so I won't exhibit such. But if I was brought up in a totally different environment, I'll be something else. I'll be something else. Like you just can't, and you can't generalize. Like you can't just say, oh, black people.
Black people are this.
Go more time, white people. I'm not saying every white person is privileged, but more time they have more.
They have like capital to invest in certain things
like,
that we don't. In education, for example, like. A lot of them, let's say for a lot of families that are working class, they tend to be black statistically, which is obviously, I don't think is an accurate representation to actual true riches, because just to live in this country alone, it costs you so much money. So that is a result of...
It tax you on your oxygen, bro.
Yeah, so like, and even being a black person, nobody understands how much it costs you just to live in this country. And any black person that you see living in the UK is more or less back home middle class. No, that's a fact.
It is.
Yeah, because the amount of money that it costs to live here that you have to pay to the government is so much that you have to work extra hard to provide, because everybody doesn't have that money. So that in that essence, a main focus is what was been put on, he needs to get his permanent residency when he gets to the country, because it's going to open so many opportunities for what? Education. Maybe when I was younger, I might have missed out on going to certain trips that might have helped to maybe keep certain people off the streets, or me off the streets, let's say, or extracurricular activity that might have helped me by, let's say, reducing my opportunities to crime. Hence, that then opens the difference between black people and white people. And because crime is opportunistic, if you're put in an environment where your choice to make errors are heightened because of, let's say, peer pressure, and if you're given or taking away the opportunity from, that is one of the biggest causes. It's your environment. So if, say, a black person doesn't have those opportunities to be doing something else, all they have to do is be out on the streets.
Literally.
You can't blame. I mean, you can blame them for doing the crime because it's a choice, I guess.
Yeah,
but
it's a choice at the end of the day.
but
the pressures
that were there to do that
make you make that choice.
It was crazy.
It's not your fault still.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That you just need to keep that in mind. It's just what it comes down to. It's the truth of things. Okay? One person is not necessarily smarter than the other. One person is not better than the other. And we rank everybody on this this pedestal, of life.
You've just done that.
Who's better than who, and what color is better than this, and what religion's better than this one.
This guy said what hole's better than
the
this.
right one, and come on, man. But really, when it comes down to it, that is the difference between black people and niggers. Okay? I think I said that 5 times.
I love this guy already.
5 times. Honestly, I wish that word never even existed, because it's dirty, just coming out of your mouth.
But you're saying
I've always thought that. Whenever I heard someone say that, I just shake my head. I'm like, why?
He's trying to say words to justify his
Stop saying it.
his racism.
Stop saying it. All these racial slurs and everything. Like, I'm not trying to say, oh, we are the world here, but just like, stop wasting your energy on it. Like, why wouldn't you want to exert that energy on something else? But anyway, folks, if you agree with me that there is a difference between the two, and we should all just stop labeling and all this crap.
This video doesn't make sense. Bolu, let's let him finish.
There's a difference.
And of course, do not forget to subscribe to my channel.
I ain't subscribed.
It's finished.
But I feel like he's done this in a
very
you might have wrote a video between the difference between a white person and a homosexual.
All he had to say was N.
Yeah, and do you know what I'm saying? Why did he go out to spell niggers? E-R-S. That's a different. That's a whole different.
That's a whole different.
Because nigger with an A. So in America, like males and females in the ghetto, we're talking in the ghetto who are raised. What they know and address themselves as would be niggers for males, and bitches would equate for females, as a lot of people might know. That now became the way, yo, what's up, my nigga? Because we were all pushed into in a science product to the ghetto, and that's how I knew. And if imagine from generations you hear your dad being called that, so then you just assume that's your identity. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like being called like Nige. You know what I'm saying? So then you take that upon yourself. That's why you call your bro. Yo, what's up, my nigga? Before you know each other's names. That's where that word derived from. But now you've gone out to go racist terminology.
Take it way back.
Yes, and then just go back and then try to justify it by saying we shouldn't label and stereotype people whilst making a clear differentiation between the same people
and explain why there's a difference.
With no historical
evidence to back it up.
White privilege, guys.
This is actually racist.
The video's up on YouTube.
There could be someone that is so offended by this.
The video hasn't got taken down, and it's only got.
How long has it been?
For the record, niggas not automatically a black person. Exactly, it's true. Being born to niggas is not a choice, but acting like one is.
Someone goes, yes, I agree. So yes, guys, go check out the video, and you make your minds up on it. Comment below what you guys think.
I'm not impressed.
The fact that there's a video out, and the fact that YouTube doesn't block things like this.
They actually don't, because clearly.
But it's good. It's good in a way
because it provokes conversation, and to provoke conversation is always a good thing. I would just wish people would take more of an educational.
There's people who would genuinely believe this. They need to hear the other side as to why they shouldn't.
And I guess that's what we're doing, right? Right privilege, guys. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I don't know what to call this video yet. I'm just gonna say reaction to something. But yeah,
when it comes to race, it's very prevalent, and I think it should still be spoken about. Half of me feels like if we talk less about it, would it? Because you know the fact that race is always a topic now. It's like
agenda setting.
Like, huh? All this big grammar. I know you like English too much. But obviously, more time like on Twitter, you see every day I wake up.
You feel like it's gonna make it worse.
So it's like it makes it worse.
So I'm not talking about it makes it die down. Yeah, that's wrong.
I feel like that's wrong. I get it, but it's like every day I wake up, I look at my phone. There's one thing.
And sometimes feel like
race is like, come on, like, all right, cool.
Because some of them, I feel like some of them are so like.
You know how black Twitter can be sometimes. It's like they just jump on. Like
sometimes everyone like it's a bit more ignorant. Yeah, in their commentary.
Yeah, but
sometimes
obviously it's still there. Like if it's there, it's there. Like you can't then not tell people to express it.
Stop addressing though.
But it's like yo.
Yeah, sorry guys. Thoughts. We might have a different conversation a different day about that. Maybe we should. Maybe.
I think
we're gonna end the video here. This is really really long. I'm sorry guys. So, love, peace.
Subscribe to my channel, guys, when it comes.
At least let me finish saying subscribe to my okay. That's your own now.
Mr. Prosonics.
Just promote.
Did I ask you?
Just promote your own.
I don't know what it's gonna be yet.
Exactly. So when it comes, we'll
calm down. When it's time, it will come.
But listen, you know Bolu thinks she's strong. Hey,
wait.
That
time when we had a pay fight.
They were fighting, bro. They were fighting.
You can't lie. You told me after, now I can't lie.
You're strong.
I am.
Josiah Defo didn't get banged.
Say it again. Defo didn't get banged.
Hey, you know.
Hey, this is my house, dude. This is not uni accommodation, bro.
Guys.
Bolu's just too much energy, fam. Look at the way she's putting it up. You want to break my collarbone? Huh?
Guys, you know how much vein I'm putting into this?
I know. When I break Bolu's head. Listen, guys. Listen.
Bolu.
Listen, when Bolu's channel comes in, it's going to come. I'm really hurt right now, so I'm actually going to take this.
Did I really hurt you?
No, you did still. Like, you nearly broke my collarbone because I nearly broke it last week. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Bye, guys.
Don't touch me.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is very short.
I feel like this video is perfect. This is why you don't give Bolu a like, fam. My head looks too square, fam. I have to look sexy for them. I'm not meant to touch it when it's stretched out.
I'm drowning.
Why are you overreacting?
I like.
It's not even that deep, bro. It's